Is Splendor Kids a good game or just a cute box? Let's find out. Splendor Kids is a kids game where you are just going to be taking two simple actions in order to move along a pathway in order to eventually get up to the Queen's Palace and claim one of her medals. The story?
As Queen of the Kingdom of Splendor, I entrust you with an important mission. Deliver food to the people of the kingdom. Once you've completed this task, I will be waiting for you at the palace to award you the Medal of Splendor.
Now, how are you going to be moving along these paths in order to claim one of the Queen's medals? Let's head to the rules rundown to find out. Come on. Splendor Kids is a simple action selection game where you've got one of two actions. You're going to be taking some resources where you're either going to take three different, two of the same, or one wild gold coin. The other action is going to be spending those resources to move your character along a path, where your end goal is to get your character from the harbor to the Queen's Palace in order to earn a medal. Now, in order to move along the paths, you're going to see the different banners here that tell you which resources you need. You're just going to simply decide how many resources am I going to take from which ones. Fill up your board. If you have too many, then you'll have to get rid of any excess. But then as you spend them, you take some, spend them. There's going to be two types of locations that you can move to. For instance, you have the castle spaces. If you move onto one of those, you'll be able to draw one of these tiles, which will act as a free resource that you can use one time until you move to the next castle, at which point you'll get another one and reset. If you move to the tent spaces, these are going to allow you to just take another turn. Once one player has reached the end, then that makes the doors start to shut. The player that reaches the end, they get their first choice of medal. And then the other players have till the end of the round to where every player has had the same number of turns in order to get into the gate. So if the last player is the one that gets in first, then that immediately ends the game. There's an advanced version of the game where you have this extra board piece that'll lengthen the game, but also will give these different circles that you'll place onto each tile here in the center. Just have some that will make you lose resources, maybe get rid of the tiles in the marketplace, where in the advanced mode you have three that are just out, and you'll get to choose which one you want. The tornado wipes that away and it becomes totally random again, just like in the basic one. And you'll just have other different ones. There's one that's a Queen's Gem, where if you have the Queen's Gem, you automatically win no matter what placement you are once you get to the end. And that's the gist of Splendor Kids Edition. So that's how you play, but the real question is it any good? We're going to get into the good, the bad, and the biblical section where I tell you things I enjoyed about the game, things I didn't like so much, as well as a sort of parental guide if there's anything that isn't family friendly, which if there is, what are we even doing here in a kid's game? But we'll get into that in the biblical section. We're going to start with the components here in Splendor Kids, which I think they did a fantastic job of. Didn't love that I had to put the stickers on the token box or put those on the meeples. It's like, if you're going to give me the stickers, just slap them on there for me, but I digress. I think the chunky wooden pieces feel really good. It's awesome for the kids. They fit really nicely into each player's board, and as well as the different pieces that you get from going to the castle spaces, they slide in nicely to those slots. So I think the components look great. The artwork is awesome in this game for kids. It's a really nice cartoony vibe, very vibrant without losing clarity on the board. They've got a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old that play. They could easily tell which sign went to which path, where those paths led to. They could easily understand what the castles and the tents did, what those actions were going to do for them, which pieces they needed. And then those medals at the top, one of the most unnecessary components in a game, yet so necessary. as my kids love getting up there, grabbing one of those medals, saying, hey, I want the cat or the unicorn or whatever. Components are not everything, so let's get into the actual gameplay. This game is great for kids, helping them figure out basic strategy of, hey, which of these tiles do I need? This is the pathway I want to go in order to take the action that I'm wanting to take. What do I actually need to get there? Is it better to get 3 different ones, maybe 2 of the same, if they're out of one that I need, or I just need to get these 2 to finish this last bit off to move along the signage. So those decisions, helping them learn, that is great. Now, as far as the theming goes, you don't feel like you're taking food around to the different villages. Very pasted on, but still fun for the kids. Hey, thanks for watching this video here on Faith and Board Games. If you're enjoying the content that you are seeing, feel free to hit that thumbs up and subscribe button. It's a free way for you to show support for the channel, and it just helps me be able to produce more of this content for you. Thanks once again for watching here on Faith and Board Games. Let's get back to the video. Now, getting into the things I didn't love so much, getting into the gameplay, I do not like the fact that you have 2 bonuses that you get for the different spaces that you move to, and one is clearly better than the other. There is no reason that you should ever go to a castle. You should always be going to the tents. That gives you an extra turn. So the castles, even though to me that's the more fun action, to be able to draw a random tile and hey, now I've got a resource that I can use at any time and get refreshed as I go to castles. But there's just no way that that is more efficient than just getting an extra turn. So I didn't love that. I wish there was something better for that. And the same with the advanced side. They add the center board, which makes the game longer, but then also puts these extra tokens out there that will be either bad stuff that happens to you or bonuses. The bonuses aren't nearly cool enough, and the bad stuff that happens are just annoying. So I didn't like that aspect to the game. This game definitely plays best as that short little 2 boards, and then just play it base, let your kids make their decisions, try to think ahead a little bit on the pieces that you're going to need, learn that kind of strategy. So that was a little disappointing for the advanced side, but I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, how you felt about that, if you played this game or not. As for the biblical, there is nothing. I mean, this is for kids. They did a good job. There's nothing. So that's going to do it for the good, the bad, and the biblical. Splendor Kids was a pretty enjoyable time. It's a very easy game for the kids to pick up. It's great for teaching them colors, looking out and seeing what it is they need to actually grab, and being able to look ahead even if they aren't able to grab something they need right now. So that's a really good lesson that can be learned from this game. But there were some of those negatives to it. Like I mentioned, there's really one direct path that you should be going. Most kids won't get that at first, but I am sure as they get older, this game will be one that gets solved very easily. The advanced side didn't add enough, I don't think, to keep this game very viable for very long in the family as your kids grow. I'm going to put this game at a 7 out of 10. It's a fine kids game. We have some that I enjoy better. Ones like Ticket to Ride is a fun one for kids that I think is a great one. That does a few of these things very similarly, just does it as a better game in my opinion. So let's get into who is this game for. This is obviously going to be a game for those that have kids, specifically the younger elementary, probably, man, 4th grade might be pushing it. 3rd grade on down would probably be my ideal. As they get into upper elementary, they're going to slide out of this game, I think, pretty quick. Easy to solve, easy for them to just understand how to do it, and there's not going to be a lot bringing them back to this game at that point. Another thing you got to consider with these kids games is how patient are you going to be with your child and helping to keep them focused. If that is not you, you lack the patience, maybe getting the kids games not for you. But if you are willing to be patient with your kid while also allowing them to make their own ill-fated decisions along the path, this might be a good game for you to pick up. That is my review for Splendor Kids. Until next time, go with the dragon and stay awesome.